Now, we stay in the Western Cape, where the provincial government is making strides to curb the impact of power cuts. The province has completed a solar power project at Karl Bremer Hospital. About 1,400 solar panels have been installed to provide power in that hospital. eNCA's Nobesuthu Hejana is following this story for us. She's joining us now live this hour just to give us a sense of what interventions are being made there. Nobesuthu, good afternoon. Welcome to today. So tell us more about these interventions that are being done by the province in terms of providing energy to sectors like hospitals.
Sure. So, Braden, what we understand is that this is a long-term project by the Department of Infrastructure as well as the Department of Health in the province. So the Health Department says it has learned its lessons back in 2018, where there were issues of load shedding as well, and they were complaining about the issue of spending a lot of money on the generators. So the Department of Infrastructure, together with the Department of Health, they've then decided to install these solar panels at different facilities. And when we spoke to the Department of Infrastructure's MEC, Tertius Simmers, he was saying that although this is at the end, or in the long run, they expect it to provide electricity at the hospital as well, because currently it's only supplying hospital at the office at the Karl Bremer precinct where Department of Health officials are situated. So he's saying that in the long run, they will be able to provide electricity that will also be accessed by the hospital. But let's take a listen to what Mr. Simmers had to say about the project and the budget used.
Basically, the Department of Infrastructure installed solar PV panels on the parking area, serving a specific area on the Karl Bremer campus area, which accommodates the Department of Health officials who are not directly involved with the hospital. Ultimately, it generates specific electricity for the precinct, but for the grid itself. But at the moment, its overall objective is to reduce the electricity costs. I must emphasize that that's what we're focusing on now. Unfortunately, one of the things that we cannot do at the moment is feed our surplus energy back into the grid when it's load shedding, which we are focusing on that because the batteries that's needed is a massive amount, but we are looking at bridging that over the next short to medium term.
And Nobesuthu, how much is the province, the Western Cape, budgeting to deal with power cuts?
So the Department of Health, Braden, is spending about 80 million rands in ensuring that they will install solar panels as well as inverters in about 15 hospitals and about 121 clinics within the province. So the MEC for Health, Dr. Noma French Mbombo, was saying that back in 2018, they were faced with the challenge of spending billions of rands on generators, where they had to make sure that they filled the diesels and so forth. So she's saying that now it's better because they are well equipped to sort of ensure that when there are power cuts, the hospitals can assist patients. But now, with the solar panels that they will be using, they will be ensuring that they stay off the grid of Eskom and also going green at the same time. And she was saying that these hospitals, they include the likes of Khayelitsha, which is currently under the grid of Eskom, and also the Red Cross Children Memorial Hospital. But let's take a listen to what she had to say about the budget and how much has been spent so far.
In the last budget year, we spent about 100 million rands for the diesel. So in this budget here, a commitment I made in this year, the commitment I made was about at least all our primary healthcare clinics, 121 in rural areas, needs to have inverters. And then for the hospitals, 15 of those out of 55, 15 of those to have solar panels, in addition to the generators. For example, here in Red Cross, it's one of those that have solar panels.
Okay, that ends that update this hour from Nobesuthu Hejana about what the Western Cape is doing and how much it's spending on solar panels.